are
furniture
together.
moved. We'll get some furniture
I forgot
moved.
about that.
Go watch your tone
I would
today.
I would just like to remind the world that, usually I'm accompanied by a dude that's damn near as big as Big Perk, who loves
He
Big
just
Perk
came in
to
there and
death.
hollered at me.
He loves Big Perk to death, but it's not like furniture's gonna be moving and I'm not gonna be the one moving it. I mean, I leave those things to him. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm Big Juve my guy, but you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we can always get our feet hot.
Yeah, listen, Big Juvie might want to just close his eyes and let you take care of business first. All right, let's get to the battle for the soul of LA, fellas. The Lakers outlasted the Clippers 130-125 in overtime last night. LeBron put up 35 points, 12 boards, and 7 assists in 42 minutes to lead the way. Here's the King on his extended playing time.
First thing I said when we came to the bench when it went to overtime, I said, "Guys, killing me, man. I'm trying to keep my minutes down now. It's another 5 minutes. I'm adding on to it. I looked right at D-Lo. I said, knock that down for me, so I ain't got to play another 5 minutes. There's going to be a line. There's definitely a line that we want to kind of stay at. But I know when I'm on the floor, I can make plays. I can make things happen for our team.
All right, S.A., it's barely November, but how big was this win for the Lakers?
I thought it was a big time win. It was a great win. LeBron James was absolutely sensational. Let's give the man props where it's due. To be approaching 39 years of age in his 21st season. That alley-oop from Austin Reeves brought the house down, no doubt about it. It was something special to behold. But his overall performance was just spectacular, and he was not alone. Anthony Davis showed up. I've been on Anthony Davis. Let's give him some love. He's been a model of consistency thus far this season, at least for the most part. Really pleased with his impact. Couple of key pivotal blocks, particularly down the stretch, no doubt about that. Got to give him love. And you look at a guy like Austin Reeves struggling offensively, but then finding his groove and finding a way to make an impact and to make plays. Can't say enough about Christian Wood. He came in, and I thought that he made a big-time contribution as well. We got to give him some love. And so I just look at it from the standpoint of what did I say about the Lakers offseason. I applauded Rob Pelinka. I applauded Jeannie Buss. I applauded the organization because they kept everything intact. The addition of Gabe Vincent, although he did not play last night, you see him, you see Christian Wood, you see Jackson Hayes. He had a key block as well, and he's a Skywalker. You see the additional big bodies that will prevent Anthony Davis from having to play the 5 and having to subject himself to a level of physicality, in terms of going up against some of the bigger dudes in the National Basketball Association. I loved what I saw. And then last but not least, psychologically, Big Perk, for me, you can't be losing 11 straight to the Los Angeles Clippers. Mm-hmm. You had to you had to address this game with a level of urgency. You down 19 early, you come back and stuff like that. And I love what I'm seeing from the Clippers. I'm not worried about them. Paul George, that brother's locked in just like he promised me he would be. He is locked in, big time performance on them. Wrong play to get himself fouled out and stuff like that. If Paul George had been in that lineup in overtime, it might have been a different outcome. We know what Kawhi Leonard is capable of. Russell Westbrook is not getting enough love for how he has played as a Clipper. I'm going to keep saying, keep beating that drum. Russell Westbrook, whatever you want to say about him when he was with the Lakers, that is not the Russell Westbrook that has been with the Clippers. He's been great. But with all of that said, that's what made the victory that much more significant because the Clippers had the arsenal in order to take the Lakers out, and the Lakers didn't fold. They stayed the course. They handled their business. This Lakers team, they got a chance. They got a chance.
Well, number one, I don't disagree with nothing that you said. You're 100% accurate. Okay, number two, this is why LeBron James is the GOAT, because your GOAT wasn't doing this at 38 years of age, okay? That's number two. Number three, it was the best win of the Lakers for the Lakers this season, in this short season. When I think about guys like Austin Reeves, and I think about a guy like Cam Reddish, right? That went out there last night in the starting lineup, performed on both ends of the floor, did what he needed to do. I saw a level of confidence. And when I see that level of confidence, that's what LeBron James brings out of people, the best out of people. When I think about Anthony Davis, and I know, I heard you and Shannon, I believe it was, on Monday or Tuesday, one more from AD offensively. But what AD has been doing on the defensive side of things, the way that he's been anchoring that defense, rim protection, cleaning the glass like a fresh bottle of Windex. I mean, right now, he's one of the top candidates in the short season of making a run for Defensive Player of the Year. So it was the best win for the Lakers last night, especially because the Clippers had them in their been having them in their back pocket for quite some time. Now, this is a point I want to make. That damn LeBron James. Stephen A., we've been over the last 3 or 4 years since I've been working at the network, we have been searching and trying to find a new person to take over the throne of being the face of the league. And we can't put a finger on that yet. You know why? Because LeBron James is still the face of the league. And he proved that last night. Playing for one of the most historical franchises to ever exist in the Los Angeles Lakers, but to continue to do what he's doing right now, putting up those numbers, winning games, being clutch down the stretch, putting this team on his back, although we want him to pass the torch to Anthony Davis, and he's tried to pass the torch to Anthony Davis, but he is still the number one option, and he's still the face of the league. See, Molly, Stephen A. lot say, oh, the face of the league is the best player in the game. No, the best player in the game has switched up over the last 10 years, or 5 years. You have to, if you're the face of the league, this has to be a long-term thing. And right now, I don't see anyone taking this away from LeBron James until he decides to hang it up.
Well, let me tell you something that I think is going to shock you, that I think that you'll end up agreeing with once you hear my point. It's not this. What I will say, the first thing I'll say before I get into what I just mentioned is this. I was so impressed and so moved by LeBron James' performance last night. What you started talking about with the GOAT and all of that stuff, I'm not going to debate you on that. I'm not going to disrespect that man by bringing up that debate today. You know how I feel about MJ. It ain't changing, but this ain't the day to be arguing against LeBron James. He was spectacular last night. There's just no way around it, okay? That's number one. Number two, this is what I think you're missing about LeBron James. In terms of being the face of the league, LeBron James is so phenomenal that not only does he embrace being the face of the league, you have greatness within the league that defer to him and are perfectly fine with stepping back and letting him be the face of the league. You have people who don't even want to compete with him being the face of the league because they understand that he brings far more to the game than just basketball. And they may not want to embrace all that would come with that, the scrutiny, the level of vitriol, particularly in this divisive world that we're living in. They don't want that. What I'm saying about your point about LeBron, I think the point that you haven't articulated is the fact that not only is he someone brave enough, courageous enough, and willing to embrace being the face, knowing what comes with it in this day and age, but you have a league full of professional athletes who will happily stand down to let him. They're not trying to compete with him for it. They want to compete with him on a basketball court. Steph Curry want to go up against this brother. Steph Curry's taken him out on several occasions in the NBA Finals. He's the greatest shooter who's ever lived. We know what Steph Curry brings to the table. But the point is, when it comes to all of those other elements that require you to be named the face, nobody wants that because you would have to do a better job than LeBron. And chances are nobody's going to pull that off, and they all know it. That's the point that can't be ignored.
The Lakers snapped it. You want to go ahead? Perk, go ahead.
No, I don't. No, I agree with him.
Okay. The Lakers snapped an 11-game losing streak.
Đã quay trở lại kênh YouTube của mình. Ngày hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn cách trang trí một chiếc hộp giấy để bàn dễ thương như thế này nhá. Bây giờ chúng ta cùng làm thôi. Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn mọi người cách trang trí một chiếc hộp để bàn dễ thương nhá. Nguyên liệu của mình cần có đó là duy băng này. Mình sẽ sử dụng cái loại duy băng vải như thế này. Ở đây mình lựa chọn là màu caro tím rất là xinh. Đấy. Mọi người có thể lựa chọn những cái màu sắc mọi người thích nhá. Mọi người thích màu gì dùng màu đấy. Có rất là nhiều loại duy băng luôn. Duy băng gen này, duy băng nhũ này, duy băng hoa. hoặc duy băng lụa, rất là nhiều loại. Mọi người thích loại nào thì dùng loại đấy. Ở đây mình dùng một cái màu tím rất là dễ thương như này nhá. Mọi người chuẩn bị cho mình cái hạt trang trí này. Hạt trang trí này thì nó là dạng giải như này nha mọi người. Dạng giải như này. Thì mình có thể là tùy ý mình sử dụng theo cái mục đích của mình. Ví dụ như mọi người muốn cắt thành một giải, mọi người trang trí này, hoặc là mọi người cắt rời ra thành từng viên một để trang trí theo dạng viên cũng được nhá. Rất là tiện. Mọi người chuẩn bị kéo cho mình này, phải có kéo mới cắt được nhá. Hạt xốp nhũ như này. Đây, mình chuẩn bị rất nhiều hạt nhũ. Rất nhiều màu. Mọi người có thể là chuẩn bị nhiều màu giống mình, hoặc là 1-2 màu gì đấy mọi người thích cũng được. Keo dán thì mình sẽ sử dụng là keo nến. Vì là những cái vật liệu này để trang trí của mình ý, nếu mà mọi người dán bằng keo thông thường như kiểu keo dán giấy này, hay là ban dính hai mặt thì nó sẽ không dính được nhá. Nên là mọi người dùng keo nến cho mình, hoặc là keo dán vải, keo dán gỗ gì đó. Nói chung là keo nào mà nó chắc một tí thì mọi người dùng. Và quan trọng nhất chính là một chiếc hộp giấy như này. Đây, một chiếc hộp giấy. Thì mình đã có cái video hướng dẫn làm cái hộp giấy này rồi. Mọi người có thể tìm lại ở trên kênh của mình nhé. Ở đây mình sẽ không hướng dẫn làm lại cái hộp này đâu, mà mình sẽ sang cái bước là trang trí cho nó luôn. Đây, một chiếc hộp giấy rất xinh. Ở đây là một chiếc hộp thành phẩm thôi, giờ mình sẽ trang trí nhé. Bây giờ mình sẽ bắt tay vào làm. Mình sẽ dùng cái duy băng này này. Mình đo vào đây. Mình sẽ dán cái duy băng này quanh cái hộp của mình nhá. Mình đo vào một vòng này. Mình sẽ cắt dư ra một chút. Cắt dư ra khoảng là 1 phân nhé. Rồi mình sẽ cắt ra. Rồi bây giờ mình sẽ tiến hành đính vào, mình trang trí cái hộp của mình. Đính chính giữa nha mọi người. Mình cho keo vào. Khi cho keo mọi người cho keo theo đường zig zag cho mình nhé. Cho keo zig zag như này thì cái phần mà nó có keo nó sẽ nhiều, cái diện tích nó nhiều. Như vậy thì cái phần duy băng nó mới dính chắc được. Mình áp vào. Dính được phần này rồi. Giờ mình sẽ tiếp tục mình cho keo và mình dính những cái phần còn lại nhé. Mình cũng sẽ dính theo đường zig zag. Mọi người cứ cho từng đoạn ngắn ngắn một cho mình nhé, chứ đừng có dán keo một đường dài. Dán keo một đường dài thì mình chưa kịp thao tác ấy, là nó khô keo mất thì mình lại phải làm lại, rất là mất công. Rồi bây giờ mình tiếp tục mình dính keo vào nhé. Rồi mình dính keo vào. Mình dính cho đến khi cái phần duy băng này nó dính chặt vào là được. Rồi mình tiếp tục mình dính. Mình cũng cho keo theo đường zig zag. Mình áp vào. Mọi người dùng tay, mọi người giữ cho mình để cho nó được dính thật là chắc nhé. Mọi người nhấn xuống là được. Thì ở đây là qua một cái lớp duy băng vải rồi nên là không bị bỏng đâu. Mọi người dùng tay, mọi người áp xuống vô tư, không sợ nóng bỏng tay nhá. Đây. Sau khi làm xong mình sẽ có một cái phần hộp giấy rất là xinh như này rồi. Đấy. Nếu mà bạn nào thích cái kiểu mà trang trí đơn giản thì